Holy shit. Welcome, guys. Welcome, geeks, gamers, robots, ninjas, all you other crazy crackers. This is HorsePLAY Live. I can't believe I just said that. Anyway, welcome, geeks, gamers, ninjas, and robots. This is HorsePLAY Live. Today is June 18th, 3 days before my birthday, 2015, and this is episode 79, E3 2015 post-show and assorted flavors of stuff. Yeah, that sounds about right. Before we get into all the fun ahead, guys, on this episode, I'm joined by someone that you guys might know, or should know, per se. Everyone's favorite filthy hardcore casual, the bear lizard himself, YogiZilla. What's up, big guy? How you doing, buddy?
What's up?
There it is. How you been, man?
Good. You might have a little bit of white noise in the background for the live audience, which will work out post-production, but I got fans running because our central air unit blew out. Good times. Well,
in Georgia. In Georgia.
It didn't blow out. It had like a leak somewhere.
Oh.
So they're replacing the whole unit.
Well,
they filled it up with the Freon, the R22, and filled it up all the way, and then the air started coming out cool. I'm like, oh, yes. And then all of a sudden, it's like, beep, beep, beep. And I'm like, great. And we're having record highs, a heat wave.
Yep.
Yeah,
well, my actual board on my furnace went out. Well, if you know that, the air conditioning, your central air is actually hooked into the board of your furnace. Well, mine is anyway. And so when the furnace went out, the board went out, it's told the furnace to stop blowing the cold air that was coming in from the air conditioning. So the only place I could feel air is right on to, like, I had to be touching the furnace. It was cold. That was it. Because it would go, the air would come to the furnace slowly, and then there was no blower in the furnace to blow it out. So, like, and then we had to change the thermostat. I mean, it was like $1,500, but we had a friend of the family actually give us a really good deal. So, thank God for friends, right?
Heating and cooling systems are expensive.
Yes.
The guy was telling me that, and I remember when Freon used to be pretty cheap, but I remember it started getting more expensive. You get a small can of Freon for your car, you know, with the little blue nozzle and the red nozzle.
It's like $100.
Yeah,
was
just a small can.
Now it's like 20.
Well, yeah, it goes up and down, but for a big drum of it, like a propane size kind of tank, it's like $500.
Right.
That stuff is like liquid gold.
For
crazy.
Reals.
And then it turns to a gas that just dissipates. So weird. Anyway.
That's what happens when it comes out of me, too. Turns into
gas
and just dissipates.
I knew it. I saw it. I set that up. I set it up. Just take it. Go ahead.
And I took it.
The PFT's like, we just got central air last week. Feels so good. It does feel good when it works. And I can't. Between the internet bill and the electric bill, I don't know. I've been taking on lots of extra projects. That's why you guys haven't seen me as much on HOTS or TeamSpeak. Trying to stay focused. I'm doing some reviews, and I got some extra freelance work and stuff. But it's even harder to work with all this heat. I'm like, it's actually cooler outside. It's been crazy, But yeah. Hi, Bearded Hat. How are you? We have 2 other people joining us early on. We're not even waiting for the Geeks Engage. We're just gonna bring them in early because we got a lot to talk about. We want to get everybody in on the discussion. But of course, if you can't join us on the call, everyone in the chat can join us. That's been my week in a nutshell. Heat wave from hell. Temperature in the hundreds plus high humidity. It started storming yesterday, and it felt so awesome. Started storming today, and it felt so awesome. Then it disappeared. I'm like, no, rain, keep falling.
And then it got hot as fuck again. Yeah.
Yeah, like that brief moment where the humidity goes away and it's nice and cool. It's like, yes.
All right.
Some people don't like rain. I love it. People can't drive in the rain or any inclement weather. But
dude, people can't do shit in the rain. I'm sorry to say it, but like I got people up here, and this is the same people that I talk about when They actually do, when during the winter time, when you think about, oh, it's easy to drive on ice and snow, and I can stop because I have more tires and more brakes to stop me. Okay. Um, seriously. But it's just, things like that, and then the rain. The worst time to drive ever when it's raining is right when it starts.
Yep.
Because of all the oil and
Yep.
the slickness, say somebody does a burnout, okay, at a light. Well, right at that light, when it starts raining, that burnout mark gets watered down, then it gets oily and greasy. So that's when
Yep.
people start going stupid, is right when it starts raining. All you gotta
Yep.
do is slow the fuck down, give it about an hour and a half of rain, and it'll be all washed away.
Yeah,
But
and you could hydroplane even at like 30 miles per hour if you don't know what you're
easy.
doing.
Yes.
So that's a very important public service announcement. We got a little bit of entertainment going on here, or edutainment if you prefer. But yeah, like if it starts raining, you can avoid it. Wait 15, 20 minutes for it to kind of
Yeah.
spread out.
Well,
'Cause even the exhaust,
well, even
that
just
that
the
creates
like
slickness.
I said, just the raindrops alone that's hitting the ground constantly, that's what breaks everything up and washes it down. So, like I said, you about 30, 45 minutes to an hour of it raining, it's all washed off. Because a little sprinkle doesn't wash shit off; it just makes everything worse.
Yeah.
But um,
Yep.
this week for me has been not really crazy, but it's been crazy. Got to see my wife an extra day. Yay. But we've
Is she
been,
still on that foreign exchange student
yeah,
thing?
yeah,
You lend her out for a few days at a time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, um, but see, that'd be, it's called an exchange for a reason. Like I would get something back. So it's not even an exchange. It's just me give my wife to grandma for 2 years or a year or whatever the fuck it's gonna be. Um, but it's to the point where we're doing good and gaming a lot. CS:GO team is doing really well. We got a full team. We can make up two teams with the members. Um, which then we're gonna start getting it to where we're gonna make up the main team and then the sub team kind of thing. Um, got an ARC server. Now this is something for, yes, I got it, but this is something for GeekyAntics. Something that everybody's been playing ARC. Everybody wants to play ARC. If you do play ARC, all you gotta do is go into the unofficial server list. When you go into the starter page, you go to host, go to the unofficial, and then type in GeekyAntics, and it's right there. So,
Darn
yes,
you! Don't tempt me.
yes, I have admin, and yes, I can spawn you and everything that you want. But I'm actually gonna start over because start a new character. But it's gonna be because I'm 65 already because I was just testing things. But
Testing, quote unquote.
no, I gave myself 10 million XP and I just leveled up to 65, basically. Which is really, leveling. That's the whole part of the game, is leveling up and farming and not just having everything at your beck and call. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I might just keep my level 65 and just go with it. I have no clue. But everything's been fun. If you guys want to join us, you guys can. Like I said, unofficial server, and then type in GeekyAntics in the search bar, and give it a few seconds. They're still working out the bugs and the kinks and the connection stuff. So, but yeah,
It looks really good. I've been
dude,
watching you guys play.
dude, we were talking about you last night, okay?
Oh boy.
Because I think somebody, and I think I know, it was either Black Dragon or it was Oathkeeper, which Oath is the admin on the server too. So he's like, man, does Yogi play? I'm like, man, Yogi, I don't know if this is kind of a game that he would want to, because it's got that MMO type to it. Because you gotta spend hours on this game.
Just so you know that I am committed to the cause. Okay, you see it right on video, Obi.
Mm-hmm.
I am investing. That's one of the parts that I got. And I got a whole bunch of other parts.
Is that two
So I got
2.8s?
2.8. No,
Right.
2.4s. Because that motherboard that you got me, which thank you, by the way, again, it only supports 8 max. But that's all you really need.
Sorry.
No, I'm not complaining.
Once I get an upgrade, I'll send you this one. It supports.
Oh, yeah.
It supports
I mean,
64.
Like 16
Yeah, it's got like
for most,
it's got like 8 slots for RAM.
16 gigabytes for most people is going to be overkill anyway. 8
Yeah.
gigs. I mean, look at these next gen consoles. They're not rocking 16 gig configurations.
Yeah, but they're also set up for that though. Like if you were to put the system of a console and put it into a computer, that computer's going to be shit.
Yeah, but forget that I also know how to optimize games so that they run well.
Well, you know what I mean though, for the average user. Okay,
average
let's say
user,
just say for me, okay? To put an Xbox One or a PS4 into a computer, it's not gonna work. The computer, it's only gonna be like a quad core, dual core. It's only gonna be a shit system. That's why consoles are consoles and PC Master Race are PC Master Race. Come on.
It comes down to the development, like how good the code is and how well you optimize for that platform. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, on my computer, which is not bleeding edge at all, I could get games to run at ultra sometimes without any lag or stutter, because I know how to kill background processes and optimize the driver and all that stuff. Yeah, it takes a little messing with.
So I mean
but technically I'm not supposed to even be able to stream, let alone play certain games on my computer, and I do it.
Well, so the motherboard and the processor will help you then.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a project still being worked on, but there's that.
My wife says My wife says I get to get any of my upgrades once a year at Christmas time. So be looking for Christmas time to roll around, and I might just get something else new. I need some more RAM.
Left over.
Yeah. I need some more RAM. Like I have 8 gigs right now, but I'm streaming all the time. We're playing these high RAM games, and so I want to get 16 just to have it. But I'm going to be putting another video card in my computer too, so yeah.
There's a lot of chat already in our Twitch here about E3, which we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go deep on it. I Be Loud. Welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Some good conversation going. We got Beard and Hat, and I got into some deep conversation about E3, like as things were happening. Kevin from the West Radio Show, we were Skyping each other while I was working on stuff, and then watching. I'm one monitor, I'm working on something. Another monitor, I'm watching E3. Another monitor, I have chat, and I'm like, there's so much going on. It was like information overload. It's been good. I'm actually really excited about it. So we're going to table some of this discussion, because if not, we're going to go off on the rant. But let's welcome our 2 other guests that are in here, Lord Rakdos and Morgana Freya. Hello. No?
No, don't talk at once. What the hell?
I was waiting for him to go first.
No, you.
No, you get yours when you can get yours, damn it.
All right, well, I got mine. Hey, guys.
Yeah, the rule on our podcast is this. It's better to clip someone than to have dead air.
Yeah, because we'll sit there and go, let's just wait for 10, 15 minutes and see who talks first. And then the guests are like, well, does Obi want us to talk? Or, so it's like, no, just clip us. It's fine.
And actually, fun fact, too, when I do post-production stuff on podcasts, and if I do truncate silence and I set the threshold between 500 milliseconds to 1 second max of dead air, 1.5 sometimes if I want to be generous. By running those filters and getting out all those extended periods of dead air, I sometimes shave off like 5-10 minutes from a podcast that I'm editing. That's crazy.
Wow.
If you think about it. Yeah.
Well, 500 milliseconds to, it's a half a second to a second. That's holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 10 minutes? So you're getting 60 of those things, and Jesus. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's crazy. Mind blown, right?
It is.
Fun little podcast behind the scenes. But Obi, why don't you tell everybody what we got tonight on the show?
I appreciate that.
Jump into it.
Guys, the hype is real. We're going to talk about video games, geekgasms left and right. Anyways, he always fucks me up like that. Is your body ready? I hope so, because it has to be. We're going to jump right into some E3 banter and hope you guys can join us. at the hype train. It was a really good E3. I know I watched quite a bit of it. I was watching day 0 and day 1 a lot. I didn't get much of the day 2, but I know Yogi and a bunch of people that actually got to see it. So, but finally, we're gonna talk on the games we're loving on these days. A delicious one. And of course, we have a delicious, sexy double whopper of the hashtag double dust off.
Double Whopper.
Yeah,
Oh,
I had to
man.
one up you, bro. I'm gonna go to Burger King now. I'll be right back.
Fast food burgers may not be the best, but that grilled, flame broiled flavor of Burger King is great. But sometimes when you go to a Burger King where the employees clearly don't give a shit, and you get that dry burger,
I make them make it again. Nobody wants to ever go to a fast food restaurant with me, okay? Because this is how I think. Fast food, it's called fast food for a reason, right? You're supposed to get it out fast, and you're supposed to be good, okay? McDonald's is not the best burgers, but the McDonald's around here, it's to the point where, I mean, their shit is on time. It's fast as hell, and it's actually cooked. I mean, it's actually good. It's not sitting in a bin for 10, 15 minutes while it dries out. It's actually good. The fries are always good. Burger Kings, I don't care what they do, and some people know I've worked at one. I managed one for a while. But it's just, I was livid when we'd have, food waste. But then on top of it, I was pissed off that my drive-through times were so high. Then I was on top of that, I was pissed off that we were making people really shitty food because people were coming back. We can't win for lose.
I'd rather wait a little longer. Like I'm perfectly fine if they prioritize the drive-through people because clearly they want to get out.
Yeah,
that's fine. If I walk in, sometimes we'll drive up and we'll walk in. We'd rather wait and get that quality food than have them rush.
And you can watch them motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Okay,
and it's very rare that they'll mess up an order if you order in.
Yeah, because
you get it to go.
Because how the Burger King in my town is set up, you have the counter, okay? And then behind that counter, you have the fry station and then a wall where all the vats are at. And then so you can see through the fry station to the prep tables, to the stations, right? So we can see them putting that mayonnaise on. We can see, like, if they drop the mayonnaise down on the table. I say, can you have him put up another bun, please? I'll say it. I don't care. Like, if I see some stupid shit, like, I have to have no onions, all right? Nothing on any onions. If the guy touches onions, like at Subway, I'll have to, if he touches onions on the previous, sandwich, I say, hey, can you change your gloves for me? I just don't want to get sick. That's just how it is. I mean, for one, I don't care whether your slogan's my way, right away. It better be every fucking restaurant that I go to. It's my way or you can suck a dick. I'm not going to,
That should be the slogan right there. You should be a marketing guy.
It's my way or you can
your
suck
way
my
or suck a dick.
Yeah. Hey, that's what it is. But you know how, the slogan for every restaurant. But I mean, it's just, it's really funny when you get a sandwich, and this is the last thing I'll say so you can talk. When you get a sandwich that you're like, you're waiting on it. Like, I'll go into a Burger King and I'll say like, oh, that double Whopper with cheese. Nope. I waste it every time. Let's just get a really nice, juicy Whopper with cheese. I get lettuce, ketchup, mustard, and mayo on it. Light on everything. Try not to get too juicy or sloppy. And then I dig in. If they're not good, I will bring it back. And people hate me. Well, why didn't you order it that way? Well, if you'd listen to my order, I order it the same way every time. I don't put tomatoes on it sometimes. I don't put pickles on it sometimes. I order it the same fucking way every time. My wife don't have to ask how I want my food. I hate tomatoes, I hate pickles, and I hate onions. Don't put them on my sandwich. You're for real. There was a second and a half. Good job, Yogi.
No, it always comes back to food. One thing I've learned, especially when you have guests or you have a large family like I do, those Burger King or even McDonald's cravings, they're all right, but
you better have them few and far between. Yeah,
it gets expensive. It tends to be less satisfying. The best bang for your buck is pizza or Chinese takeout, if you like those things.
Yes.
And the Chinese takeout if you're smart about it, you'll have leftovers for a day or two,
Well, I'll go
and
get
it's still good.
right at the Chinese place. For me, like I'll go to KFC every now and then and get a bucket, you know, 2 buckets or whatever for. It depends on who I'm having over or whatever. But then I'll have 5 or 6 pieces of chicken left over. So then for the next 2 days, I can eat that chicken no matter what way I want it. I can do it. I can make a chicken salad. I can heat up the chicken and just have the old classic bread, hot sauce, and chicken. I mean, dude, come on. Chinese place, I get 2 crates, and it's by the pound. One's got noodles and maybe some fried rice, but they make me fried rice with the onions, which is awesome. So like I'll have it just in different spots, and then the other one will be all meat.
Yep.
Like I'll get General Tao's. I'll get some of the squirrel on a stick. I know it's not
Yeah,
squirrel.
because when you get the combo platters, you're talking about when you get the combos, they skimp out on the portions.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
Yep. That's a universal thing. No matter where you go and get Chinese takeout.
This Chinese place is full buffet. Like if you want takeout, they don't deliver. I wish they delivered. But if you want takeout, or you can sit there, it's a full buffet. And you can just get whatever you want. You pay for weight if you're taking out. And then basically if you're eating it, it's as much as you can stuff in your gut. They don't. I mean, even if they make, and you know what I'm talking about, right? The squirrel. I call them squirrel on a stick.
Yeah, they call them satay is a word.
Well, you know what I'm talking about, right? So you know when you get those ones that have been sitting in the pan for a long time, then you try to pull it up,
dry.
and they're really tough and shit.
Yeah.
There was like literally like 12 in this pan. And I got one, and I sit there first, and I tear it apart, and I take a bite. Because if it's not good, I'm going to tell them, because I get that every single time, no matter, and I'll eat 5 or 6 of them.
Oh, it's so good. If they're moist.
Because I'll get my white rice, and then I'll get a little bit of the Worcestershire sauce, and then the squirrel on a sticks, and just and then of course I'll go back for General Tao's and noodles and all that other shit. I know, dude. I'm getting hungry too, bro.
yeah. Let's be serious. They're talking about In-N-Out Burger, Red Robin. I have a Red Robin by me.
Hey,
not by me, but it's about a 20-minute drive.
In-N-Out. What about Hot and Now?
God.
Does anybody know Hot and Now?
Five Guys. Five Guys has the lean meat, the 60/40, where it's not super greasy, but it's got enough fat that it's got flavor. Oh gosh.
Yeah. All right.
What's the other one? The other one's 70/30. We have the 20/80, right? I probably have the portions wrong. But the one that's really, really lean, I don't like. I like it a little more close to 50/50.
Yeah, you don't like the 70/30, which is 70% meat and 30% fat. It's lean. But that to me, like the 80/20 is like no fat at all.
Yeah.
Like none. 70/30 is a little bit of fat.
70/30 is good.
And then 60/40 is what they sell at the store. If you go to the supermarket or whatever, they sell 60/40 there. I mean, you can get that. It's either 60/40 or 80/20 is how they sell it. To where 60% the beef, and then that's just too much for me, bro. That's too fatty. 40% of my meat is fat. Yeah, but still.
That's the flavor, though. The only thing that's bad about that, if you overcook it, then all of that just fizzles away, and you end up with a hockey puck. It's like, where did all the meat go? So you want it somewhat lean, but the really lean stuff, no. So 60/40 is a good starting point. 90/10 is super common where Bean and Hat is at. So 90%
is that West
meat.
Coast?
Wait, 90%. The first number is the meat content. The other one is the
fat content.
Is the fat content.
I don't think they do.
That's really lean.
Like most stores won't do it that lean. Like I'm talking like stores as in not a meat market. Okay, I'm talking like
like a supermarket, like a regular supermarket,
like a Meijer,
like a butcher shop,
or I'm gonna say it. I don't know if they have butcher like meat markets in there, but like a Piggly Wiggly, a Walmart, those meat departments. Yeah, I said Piggly Wiggly, Connecticut.
Or Kroger,
Connecticut. See, but Connecticut's got a lot of beef in it, so it's like, and it's a lot of lean beef too. Anyway,
Safeway is another good one. Fred's. No, not Fred's. What's Kroger? No, it's Kroger out on the West Coast too. There's another Ralph on the West. Around
Ralph's.
West Coast. Ralph's and Kroger are the same.
Ralph's is, I think, the
thing.
furthest Ralph's that's east is in Missouri.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Because I used to go to Ralph's every week.
At what point
They got
does
nice-
Hardee's stop being Hardee's and turn into Carl Jr.?
I don't fuck that, man. I don't even like. I used to eat Hardee's every freaking day, and that's happened like 6 months ago. They were doing the whole Hardee's is not Hardee's anymore. It's but they
no,
just
it's a regional thing. Like all the ones in Indiana are called Hardee's, but all the ones in Florida are called Carl Jr.'s.
the ones in
So it's like
Same
a
with
Michigan,
north-south
Checkers and-
thing.
the
same
ones
with
in
Checkers
Michigan
and
are called
Rallies.
Carl Juniors too. So, and you're
They
in
pick
Indiana.
weird markets for that branding stuff because Rallies and Checkers, like up north is Rallies, but down here is Checkers.
We have Checkers up here.
You live in one of those weird regions, but I
I
remember
live
New
in
Jersey.
fucking Michigan. Of course, I live in a weird region.
In New Jersey,
I'm not really in
and-
a region. Like the regions, the central region, all right, starts in like Kansas and then goes to Chicago. The eastern region goes from Chicago to the coast. Where's Michigan left at? I don't know. Cause we get passed by. Cause we're like the fucking the evil stepchild that wants to sell us to Canada anyway.
Now,
Watch.
we got a lot of people pouring in, so we should move on from the food talk and actually get to the feature discussion. Nah, we should jump ahead.
Yeah.
But-
If you guys are
If
new
this
to
is
the
your
show,
first time. Yeah, there you go.
guys, if you guys are new to the show and I can't do it tonight, welcome to our wonderful stream. Welcome to our show. This is a show where we just want to have some fun. But HorsePLAY Live is everywhere. Geeks come to play, and, well, we get in trouble, too, just because. We are the flagship talk radio show for GeekyAntics Network in collaboration with theallgames.com. Our show covers all the geeky aspects and all the aspects of geek culture, with a special focus on indie and strategy games, technologies, social issues geeks face, community events, and by God, do we rant.
And
If
food.
it, well, yeah. Now, sometimes, and Yogi jumped ahead again, sometimes we can even talk about tabletop gaming, retro gaming, and food.
and
yeah.
food.
And food.
Did we
If we're
mention
not
food?
talking about food, it's let's see. The two things you know, this is HorsePLAY Live. All right, is if we're ranting and we're talking about food. That's it. Anything else is mundane. Sometimes,
And yes, it is a gaming talk show.
Yes, it is.
primarily.
Yogi,
We just
tell
go
him
off
it.
on other tangents.
Tell him a little bit more about the show, man.
So, you know, late night. We're late night. We're for the most part unscripted, so anything can happen. We get a little wild. You know, we say things not just for the sake of being controversial, but just to get conversations going. So we hope you join us in the conversation. Have fun. Keep an open mind. And, you know, remember, it's all in good fun. With a name like HorsePLAY, what else can we be about other than My Little Pony? You know, we're not about horses or anything like that.
We're not jerking
about
off Mr.
shenanigans.
Ed here, okay? We're fucking
Yeah,
talking
none
about
of that.
bullshit. Not
But yeah.
bullshit either, but
Someone in the chat literally said, I thought this was a gaming talk show. It is.
it is a gaming
But-
talk show.
But we like food, and apparently we're always hungry when we do this show. Like, I got some pizza in the fridge. I might be heating up some pizza
Me too,
after
dude.
the show.
Me too. I'm gonna go heat up
Ugh.
some right now.
I cut some onions and I put it on there.
Oh, you're disgusting.
I might even. There's some pepperoni in there, but I think it's for another dinner. But
Hey.
I'm tempted to get a few pepperonis. and
The Spartan
also, you
shows.
can't eat onion. I'm sorry.
The Spartan show says I'm a traitor. I had a taco. It ain't shit, dude. BFT comes in here, be like, "Hey guys, got a bag of burgers right here," and we still got like an hour in this show. Thanks, BFT. You're my hero.
I'm
When
just gonna sit here while I
BFT
eat my entire pizza.
You
Oh,
can suck a
God,
dick
you
too.
guys. One day when BFT becomes a full-time member of the team, and we're doing this all full-time, he's gonna be Mr. Bag of Burger. That's gonna be his gamer tag or his tagline or whatever. Yeah,
That should be.
Just call
Yeah,
it. Just
that's
call him Mr.
perfect.
Bob. Mr. Bob, bag of burgers.
Bag of Burger.
No, you say Mr.
Mm,
Bob
like that.
though, like Mr. Bob. Like he has to have the You can't just say Bob because then that's like whatever. But if you say
You'd have-
that's his name is Mr. Bob, Mr.
He's got
Bag of
a theme
Burgers.
song. He's got a theme song already.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the Outcast. They got the Bombs Over Baghdad. That's his theme song, Bob. The official Bob song. He might have to pay for royalties there. That'll come out of his budget, not ours.
Yeah, and that's for those that are listening, that's BFT9000.
Any royalty claims could go to him. BFT9000
At gmail.com.
Not really an email address.com.
That's not it, but you know.
Yeah,
Gmail at gofuckyourself.com. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Yeah, at gmail.gofuckyourself.com.
That's a good one.
There you go.
Gofuckyourself.com. Yeah. Anyway.
Top level domain. But hey, feature discussion. It's the E3 post show and some key news items. Now these are the things that and I forgot to change the flavor text there.
Mhm.
So Obi do not worry. Everything else has been edited. But you know, these are the things that have stood out for us. I mean, Obi, myself, and all our guests in the chat. We have Bearded Hat's gonna join us. So let's just pull him in here. And I think this GeekyAntics guy, I think that's IB Loud. So let's bring him in here real quick. Hello, guys. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Baby.
Who is GeekyAntics?
It's probably IB Loud. Whenever. Am I
Hey,
right?
babe.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm gonna just mute it so that I don't hear you stream as you're talking to me. So, hey, how you been?
Yeah, could that be awkward?
Hey, how are you, baby?
Hearing us twice over. I wouldn't want to hear that. I don't want to hear myself like that.
Yeah, that echoes rough.
Yeah. Well, good to have you here, guys. I'm stoked about the discussion tonight. It's going to be very topical. I'm going to try to avoid going off on too many tangents.
Wait till
we
Sunday.
took care of that at the top of the show.
I'm stirring up a hornet's nest on Sunday.
Oh.
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
You hear this all right?
Every time I turn on the stream, then I hear you. When I turn the stream off, then I don't. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm hitting the wrong button.
Derp,
Oh.
derpity, derp, derp.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
We
right.
all
You would
we
think
all
I
do
don't
that.
know anything about computers, and wow.
We've all
All right.
done that plenty of times.
Oh, yeah. I just
Let's
did it
chop
yesterday.
up. Let's
It's
get
okay.
it rocking.
Yeah, Yogi mutes himself all the time.
So Obi-Wan,
Oh, yeah.
let's do this. Let's what you got? You've had me cracking up. I can't wait. You two are my day. You're my day.
Did you just have an orgasm? Just curious.
No, we could do it
Was it-
very Met Sally, but
I mean, it just sounded like it. You're just like,
I don't know. I'm not used to this level of praise.
Shit! You guys sound awesome.
Oh my god. No, I have to say, one thing I will say, if you ever go to any of these conventions or just watch them, it's kind of weird. Like, I always pay attention to the chemistry between the presenters and the guests, and how the different people, the personalities interact with the audience. Sometimes it feels so awkward and like forced, and other times it feels so
I
natural
was
and
getting
warm.
ready to say, can we just talk about how well some of those people get paid to make that look good, and how much you can tell some people seriously aren't getting paid enough, so they don't get
Yeah.
paid?
Yep.
I'm sorry. It's
Yeah.
like, if you really trying to pay the bills, look enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, and I gotta say with that, Aisha Tyler, who's the voice, I'm jumping ahead on the notes, but I want to just say it right now since we're there already. She's the voice
Right.
of Lana Lane on Archer. I believe.
Lana Kane.
Uh-huh.
What the hell?
Lana Kane.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
I got the first name right. I love Archer, but I'm bad with names. Hey, give me some slack. She's also a podcaster. She does the Girl on Guy show. She's a real gamer, an actual authentic gamer. That's a suit that's being paid to say that they like video games.
Oh, come on. Shut up. That's not possible. She couldn't get me cooler.
I know. Yes, there are women that play video games.
Orgasm.
I know.
Go.
And if they show their boobs off, it's because, seriously, you're going to look at them anyway. Might as well be on my terms.
Oh, man. That's... Hey.
I tried showing off my boobs. It didn't work the same way.
We're gonna dive, like I said, dude. We're gonna dive in. You want to talk about that discussion? Come Sunday.
All right.
Oh,
The
I'll
gamer
come whenever you
girl
want to.
discussion
Just
is
kiss me
being
first.
opened on I Don't Kiss
Oh,
Anybody.
God.
Wait,
uh,
are you getting
Ooh, dang.
Renee?
I
don't want to name drop, but
I
there's some
w-
big name streamers that might be on the show.
yes, and there's
Oh,
another.
can we do that?
There is another, and I'm just gonna give you guesses. If you guess it, don't guess. I'm not gonna say yes or no. Whether I'll tell you, Yogi, but there's another streamer out there that's a guy that just blows the girl gamers up. He might be coming too.
Oh
What do you
boy.
mean blows him up? Are we talking like he just goes in?
Like
he calls them out on BS.
he calls them out a lot. Like
Okay.
bitches be crazy. Okay.
That must be something you
That's
see in
that's
the
that's
sky.
that's a what's the word I'm looking for? That is a
Troll?
quote. That is a quote from this guy. Bitches be crazy. Okay?
And mind you, it's not all of them. It's not even most of them. But the ones that do it are sadly, some of them are very pervasive.
But
Let's
anyway,
just say that.
Okay.
let's get back on E3.
Okay, but
let's
wait
get
a
back on
minute.
E3. Let's get back on E3.
Yeah, let's not ruin
no
something.
more eye candy? Okay, let's go.
So, all right. So
Let's bullet.
I want to go through some of the main talking points, so we can kind of have a roadmap, and then we'll go through it point by point. We're gonna first discuss the top presenters and pressers or press events, if you prefer, overall. Not getting too deep into them, just our quick impressions on what we saw and what we liked the most. Then we're gonna talk about a little bit of some of the awkward moments on the show.
There were a few.
There were a few. Then we'll talk about some showstoppers, like one or two things that we each thought really took the show away. And
And it's not the big plastic thing on the arm that you put your phone in?
the Pip-Boy. Oh gosh.
I'm sorry. I jumped ahead. I'm spoilers.
Oh gosh. Oh man.
Sold out
But
within 12 minutes.
we'll also talk about our favorite games that were revealed overall. And we have a few that we'll talk about. We won't get to all of them, but we'll talk about a few of the ones that I think we can all agree are significant. I want to talk about a little bit of what some of the Geek and Sundry stuff that was out, particularly Indiecade. I love what they were doing there, and it's kind of a shame that they had so many streams and live events kind of taking over and superseding that. But they did a good job trying to create their own little hype train on the side, and I was really enjoying that. I want to talk about the indie scene. I think it's one of those things very divisive for us gamers. Some people love the indie scene. Some people feel like, oh, the puppy, hello puppy. Is she licking your arm? Aw, what a sweetheart.
RCA.
And then we'll talk about the controversial stuff. The conversations that have come as part of E3 or going into E3 and maybe have been aggravated. And I think and then overall impressions, and I think that'll hold us over. That might be the whole show right there. I don't know if we'll make it through this. I know it's not Bob the Builder.
Come on, why don't we do
We'll
a
just
6-hour
get
stream?
How many hours?
Come on, I got all night. Baby's sleeping. Let's do this.
Oh man, I do want to
Until you say that, then the baby wakes up.
Oh,
Oh.
no, baby's with mommy. I am golden.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
this is a
good then.
treat too, cause we never get beard on a Thursday night. This is a rare treat. We're gonna party.
Better be a party.
Now,
Killing me.
I'll give you a party, sweetheart. Come on. Down in
You
my...
have any
Don't threaten me with a good time.
popsicles?
You got any popsicles? Let's go.
I like bomb pops myself.
now I want to popsicle. Stop it! Stop talking about food, guys.
Little what?
All right, no food. E3.
Sorry. I'll
All
be right back.
right, so real quick, we're gonna do a little round table. We're gonna attempt to go around and talk about our top, off the top of our heads. I know there's a lot of them, but like the top 2 or 3 press events or presenters that we enjoyed. Okay, you wanna start it off, Beard? I know you have a few.
Sony killed it up until Black Ops. That absolutely derailed the whole thing. Microsoft was pretty good, and Nintendo was god awful. That's my straight opinion across. Nintendo with their puppets and the amiibo push and all E3 or all 3DS. Stop it.
Poor Nintendo.
Ugh.
Poor
It was-
Nintendo.
I'm trying not to say nothing.
I wanted Nintendo to do better. I wanted to see a real Metroid game, but no, they gave us some shitty 3DS little squat, not
Yeah,
even
Hunters
Samus
wasn't
running
bad.
around.
All right, so I want to
I'm
say something
upset.
real quick here because while we're talking about there's a lot of misconceptions about Nintendo. Like a lot of people say, oh, Nintendo can't compete with PlayStation and Xbox. They don't have to. They're not direct competitors. They're about creating a niche experience, and as long as they have some of the only exclusives that really matter, to be honest, no one has what Nintendo's offers. And people, if you like what Nintendo offers, then you're gonna get the Nintendo platform. That's the only way you're gonna play it.
Yeah, that
But
is
here's my
very
question.
smart there.
Here's my question. It's just something it's probably going to be its own series someday, but why did everybody try and become everybody? It used to be that each platform it dominated and you were team PlayStation, you were team Xbox, and it was because they had their games, it fit the platform, they had their spot, and everybody played nice. Now
Yeah.
everybody
Money.
wants to try it, but there's no money because instead of putting out a quality focused game that really speaks to your audience, you're just diluting it with a whole bunch of crap nobody wants.
Oh no, it's not about making money, it's about spending money. If you are a developer and you have to develop for 3 separate things,
But why do you have to? Why do you
you would
have to develop for 3 separate
Because
things?
you make more money if you make it for every platform instead of just one.
They're hedging their
Right,
bets.
but only if the game is so good that other platforms want it. Why not focus the money, make the game bomb, make the other platforms have an incentive to beg and pay you to bring it to their platform, and then dominate that way? Instead, trying to let me just throw a shotgun blast out there and see who likes this half done. You're gonna have to do the DLC to get the ending, and
We'll
it's
hit
still
something.
not finished. Game.
someone
Oh,
sounds
just
a little
wait
bitter
for the
about
sequel.
Destiny.
Oh, God.
Well, that's because that's not how it works.
Really?
Those companies don't actually own those games. Game makers do, and then they decide who to program for. Or so the console sellers don't really receive that large of a cut from it.
But you know what I'm saying, right? I mean, you smell what the rock is cooking. I'm just saying it's gotten crazy. I know
Yeah.
the logistics. I get the business side. I mean, you can justify doing anything dumb and make it sound good. I mean, it's called marketing. But I'm saying, if you look at what there are people who are going back to the old vintage nostalgia back in the day, 8-bit, when I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
reading how you could fit a game on a 64-bit cartridge and it would entertain you longer than some of this crap that it doesn't even fit on 6 gigs.
Yeah, it's crazy how much more technology we have now, but how underused it is. I mean, during Atari 2600 days and ColecoVision, television, all that stuff.
Now you know what I'm talking about. You speak in my language. Preach.
4K and 8K files, and they put so much quality into that. NES was under. I think the typical game was maybe 64K or 128K tops, and then 16-bit era was more like a megabyte at most, and that was huge. There were the mega ROMs that had 4 megabyte. Or 8 megabyte, and that was really rare. That was a big deal. Like, this is an 8 megabyte cart. Like, whoa, dude.
But you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
What happened?
You don't have to be creative when you have all that space.
That's true. The technology has made people lazy. We have all the possibilities open, but no one's trying to take that risk or be innovative. But the other thing too, I agree there is a lack of identity across platforms, but there still is some glimmer. Like, I still feel PlayStation is more for people that love story-driven experiences, more single-player type things, or lots of ports.
Well, getting back to what
port
you were
station.
saying, right? Getting back to what you were saying about lack of creativity, what do y'all think of No Man's Land? Because I saw that on E3, right? Or am I just crazy?
No Man's Sky?
That's it.
It could be fantastic or it can be painfully boring.
Well, it's an awfully auspicious project because you see when the guy zoomed out all the way. He's like, this is one of the planets, and this is the star system. This is the galaxy system. We'll zoom out a little further. This is the, I don't know, so you have
universe,
solar system. Yeah,
it's a lofty goal.
he went really far out, and it was just like a bunch of little tiny stuff. See all those millions of stars? You could go to all of them. Like, what the hell?
Wait, what? What is this?
No Man's
No
Sky.
Man's Sky. Which, by the way, one of the bombs they dropped is coming to the PC.
Well,
Yeah.
that's been known since it
I
started.
might need to look into
Yeah,
that.
but they
That
were
sounds
trying to.
little
They
bit
were
like
for a little while. They were trying to say that Sony was gonna lock that down as a system seller, get people to jump on there. That was and so. I'm glad they stuck with the PC and the PS4 because I mean, as much as I would want to play that, I'm not gonna get a PS4 to play that. Sorry to say. No hate on my fellow PlayStation people. I'm just saying that's one game does not make a system but purchase.
No, not at all.
See, can't
Bloodborne.
say that.
Yeah,
Bought
hey,
a
Matt, you
system
beat me to
for
it.
one game.
What game is that?
Good. Well, it was back in the day when it was me and my daughter. She was younger, and I hated being the bad guy all the time. So, we got an Xbox. Well, we came up from the Dreamcast, but I digress. Someone stole our Xbox.
So you went to the Dreamcast 2.
No, someone stole our Xbox.
Xbox Dreamcast 2. Come on, guys.
Oh,
Almost.
so I ended up getting a Xbox 360 with all the works. Our game was Dead or Alive, and her game was GTA. Yes, I know. What was I thinking buying a kid GTA? It made her happy. I got her the TV to go with it. We had 46 inches. Yeah, you've never seen a happier kid ever.
Crashing cars and running over hookers.
Yep, I did it.
Better to do that in the living room than out on the streets.
That's right. It's a controlled environment. I agree with that.
I did know where she was all the time.
That's the concession that I've come up with my wife. It's like, well, at least they're not selling crack on the corner, so.
They're selling it on the corner. It's just virtual.
It's just virtual, exactly. They
But then
see
you
the
then you
pearls.
want to foster like the entrepreneur spirit and then kind of push them in that. I don't know.
Oh, my daughter was hard on them hoes. He was a worse gangster than most dudes. It was so bad. I swear, her pimp hand was strong.
Oh man, and the chat's going crazy. BFT saying that Xbox One's losing the system sellers, but all the games going cross-platform between Xbox One and PC with the Windows 10 and all that.
Yeah,
They're not losing it. Because they already said they're not trying to get the PC gamers to come over to Xbox One, but what they're doing is now the PC gamers can play with the Xbox One people and vice versa.
Yeah.
So now there's not that
Yeah.
huge rift anymore. I love that, and they're not gonna lose. They're not gonna lose money. They're gonna make more money.
Yeah, and at E3, one of the first games that I think is going to be a game changer is going to be one of those games that can do that. It's called Gigantic. Have you ever kept up with anything that's going on with this game?
No.
Oh.
I can't speak to it because I know people that work there. The only thing I would say, and I've been dancing around it, it's a great game. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it more once I'm in the debate on the Xbox One. Then I'll be at liberty to speak about it.
I mean,
What
but even
did you think about it?
be surprised. It's like you know, we don't have surprises as gamers anymore. Just enough to give you a taste, and then when the game comes out, you're like, "It's raining! Take my money!" Just
Yep.
That's why I stayed off of most of the internet for the week leading up to E3. I actually wanted to be surprised, so I stayed away from stuff.
Okay, somebody is giving a thumbs down to Gigantic, or you just had to suck on that.
Fuck
that-
Gigantic.
Okay,
Don't
tell
it-
me why you say that. I really want to know.
Because Obi hates on anything that comes out on console.
No, I don't.
What's a PC
Fuck
game
you,
too? No. I'm gonna save Obi here because we had a discussion about this. The only problem with Gigantic is that they're trying to avoid using the term MOBA when describing it. It's a MOBA though. Embrace it. That's what it is.
I can't say that, but they did finally break down and call it a shooter MOBA. But from what I've heard and seen about it, you know, what's out on the web, if you really look at what they're showing, it's not. You can't say it's like Smite. You can't really say
you
it's
farm
like
minions and then you get your boss. It's a fucking MOBA.
for Gigantic. No, there's no minions to farm.
Multiplayer online battle arena. It's a MOBA.
But there's no minions. I
You
didn't
don't
see
need
what-
minions.
So?
There's other MOBAs that haven't had minions. I think Demigod was like that. It had giant creatures, and you had to fight with them, push with them. Just kind of like what
Right.
Gigantic does.
It's
I mean,
a
it's not a
MOBA.
brand new concept, but it is a beautiful game, and it does have some unique thing. Like I like how they
What's that
take some of this.
vampire? There's a vampire MOBA that has no.
No, I
minions.
wanted to call it arts. Arts. What is? I gotta look up what art stands for.
The
but to
action
me,
real-time strategy. That's what League of
That's
Legends call
neat.
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
is
see
not.
that- I don't know, man. I just.
Whatever you call it, it's a cool game, and it has some like flavor of like Team Fortress 2 in there and all that stuff.
It's
So-
got a badass black sniper chick that I would cosplay, and I want the gun.
Oh man, yeah, I see a lot of cosplay potential from the characters because they're kind of all cutesy. It's got like a little kawaii thing going on.
Oh yeah, and Aisling, she's so adorable looking. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's why I think this game. That's a big reason this game is really endearing people. Anyway, let's keep going to the other presentations. Did anyone else see any other presentations? Any presenters? Any press conferences that they particularly thought stood out before we move on? Anyone? No. Okay.
Bethesda
I
was
like.
good.
I like.
Bethesda.
when-
Okay.
Mhm.
Did you guys watch
got
any of the Day
Bethesda's-
Zero?
Just the presenter, he did it well.
The presenter for Bethesda was just amazing.
Yeah, I really felt like Bethesda set the bar really high on Sunday, which a lot of people didn't realize. Everybody was advertising Tuesday. I forgot to mention on one of our podcasts, actually last week on this show, I forgot to mention about the Sunday night and the Monday morning stuff. 'Cause to me, that's where a lot of that really good stuff gets announced. And then everything else is kind of crazy. But Bethesda really set the bar high. I was like, how are they going to follow all that up? So
Although I
agree.
was disappointed that there was no announcement of a new Elder Scrolls. Just saying.
Well, that we
Fair
knew, we
point.
called that. They were not going to make another Elder Scrolls and bite and dip into Elder Scrolls Online. They got to see that through all the way. Instead, what they
They're
gave
gonna
you was
get at
Elder
least
Scrolls.
2 years out of that.
Yeah, at least. But they did give us a concession. It's like, oh, there's a new Elder Scrolls game. It's not ESO. It's an Elder Scrolls card game.
Yeah, the
What?
Elder Scrolls Legends. Yeah, I was like, really? Why another card game? I can play cards anywhere. I want to
Because
Elder
Hearthstone's
Scrolls.
popular.
It is.
They're trying to horn
know,
into that
but-
market.
Everybody,
Of course,
No.
everybody is.
Everybody wants that. I mean,
I already have
Yeah.
enough card games I play online.
Card games and MOBAs are now the new fad. They're what MMOs used to be, at least on the PC. Because MMOs are getting more popular now on the consoles because to console gamers that never touch a PC, this is like brand new. Like, so many people in one place at once. No way!
Well, I do have to say that Fallout 4 looks freaking amazing, and
The
I've never
dog.
even played the Fallout games until recently. So, I mean, it looks amazing. I can't wait to play that one.
Obi's
You
like,
know what looks amazing, and you guys can agree with me or disagree, but I'm still gonna think you're wrong if you disagree. Is Ion
Wait, which
one
one's
was
that?
Ion? That sounds familiar.
Day Zero? It's like a space. It's yeah.
I know which one you're talking
Yeah.
about. That one looks
Yes.
That one is I didn't look at many. I mean, I only wrote a couple of them down that I really waiting for. On the downside of that, when they did all the introductions and they brought the newer developers that are actually starting to come to Xbox and work with Xbox, which was really cool. You kind of got a little taste of their game or what they're working on, or they had actually live demos that they were doing Day Zero. Everything was just awesome. And then the next thing I'm gonna buy an Xbox just for the rare Epic collection.
Dude, the Rare Replay collection. 30 games, $30. They're all upscaled, and they added new features. It's not just a collection. It's not just this remastering crap. They're adding new content on top of what's already great. And this includes up through 360, the Viva Piata games, which are actually really good.
And we're
They are
talking
guilty
like
pleasures.
we're talking like old school, like it's
Battletoads,
Battletoads, fucking
Conkers, yeah.
yeah, Command and Conquer, Conquerors.
Command and Conquer not in
was it-
there.
No,
No, Conkers you're talking about. Command and Conquer is EA.
Well, there's a
Oh my God,
command
that-
something and then Conqueror, so yeah, my bad.
Yeah, Conqueror's Bad Fur Day. So yeah, that's gonna be amazing. I mean, they're gonna have achievements for every game. It's not just an afterthought. It's gonna be 10,000 potential gamer score points. Woo! And they're adding like little challenge mode, like in Battletoads, they're taking the rat race, the speedrunner area, like in the third stage where everybody usually ends up dying, and they're gonna have an endless version of that as a challenge mode to see how long you can last, and they'll have an online leaderboard. Oh, so excited!
See, that's how you do the remasters right.
Yep, absolutely. Like, don't just rehash them and just try to get the cash grab. Make it something worthwhile. So for people that are buying it again, they can justify it. Absolutely. Ah, man. I can't even follow that up. Yeah, I'm with you, Obi. All right, so let's move on to awkward moments. There weren't that many. There's a few that probably stand out for all of us.
Nintendo.
I do.
God,
Really?
those puppets.
Muppets?
I
didn't-
honestly, I didn't even watch the Nintendo one, and it's funny how everybody is just like, "Oh, it was the worst."
You don't need to. You don't.
It
need
was
to.
just
You're better off.
Yeah, I think so. There was one presenter, and I am drawing a blank on who he was for. He was not funny. He kept telling these jokes, and he would laugh, and the audience was just like quiet.
the Destiny guy.
Oh, God.
It might have been the Destiny guy. I don't remember, but I was just like, "You are the worst presenter ever."
He made that Gallahorn joke, and then one guy in
Yes,
the audience reacted.
Oh, you talking about the guy that looked like the poor man's Drew Carey?
Yes,
Yes.
that is him.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Man, Drew Carey. What
I
does this
felt
poor
bad
man
for
Drew
him.
Carey look like? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh.
He had charisma. He just tried too hard. He didn't know when to stop. But
His jokes were not funny at all. Only
Yeah.
just that one person laughed.
They were
Well,
funny
it's
to him
kinda-
in the mirror, like the week leading
Right?
up. And that
Yeah,
was
as he
it.
was practicing it.
It's kind of like when you figure out that you're about to totally fall flat in front of the biggest audience ever. So if you're gonna do it, go out big.
In his defense, he did embrace it.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you're gonna do it,
Yeah.
own it. So
Yeah.
he's gonna be on the internet saying straight up owned. I mean, go out in a blaze of glory. That's
Yeah,
all
like-
I'm saying.
It was awkward, but at least he didn't have a punchable face. Like some of the people, like I'm a friendly guy. I'm very passive. I believe in peace and harmony and all that stuff. I should have smoked lots of weed in the 60s or something. That should have been me. I should have been a hippie. I was born in the wrong time. But some of these other people, they did a lot of the salesy talk, and they talked with their hand, and they were kind of stuffy, and then they were trying to be posed like, oh, playing video games. I love video games. Like that their Halo game and the Sega Genesis and the NES. Hey, I play on the Segas and the Nintendos. And yeah, I'm a cool guy. Like, shut up, stop. Just own the fact that you're in a suit and you don't really care about this, and you're just here to present. I respect
The
that
guy
more.
from the Oculus Rift made me want to strangle him.
Maybe he was
caught a
into
glimpse
that.
of that. Yeah. Oh, he might. Yeah. They might be into that stuff. Yeah. I wouldn't
It
put it
just
past
might
these
be
guys.
his natural thing that he does when he's nervous, so he can. I have y'all talking about the parts where just what I could say would be so. I'm trying not to.
They try not to go in a dark place.
I mean, why?
Embrace the darkness, young
Why
one.
why is every single CEO since Steve Jobs has gone to turn a profit in heaven tried to be epic rap battles on stage like they can just like
Because
they
they're
have
not
presence.
young, but they want to pretend that they are.
There you go. I just needed somebody to say it more politely.
That's
Hey
how you
now,
do
I'm
it.
old and I pretend to be young. I mean, okay,
But it's not-
I'm so good at
You
it.
do
It's
it with
authentic in you,
style.
though. It's not.
Hey,
It's not this disingenuous look at me.
I'm old and
Oh
I
my
present
gosh.
as an old fuck, and I don't care.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's
No,
like
you
when you're
present as
doing
an
it
old
like
guy who plays kids video games and you embrace it.
I'm just saying though, like you guys are authentic. Like he's saying, it's like if you're saying it and you're owning it, and it's like you're gonna go down with the ship. It's not a suit you wore that doesn't fit from the Goodwill and still got it was 99 cents. See, I got stock
Macklemore.
here. I'm
Oh, man.
saying.
Oh man. Yeah.
How many
Thrift
people
shop.
re-raid that? You know. Yeah. I mean, how many parodies were on that trying to get on that train? It was like watching that happen at E3.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they need to have more authenticity. I mean, I know it's gonna always be marketing, hype train, and salesy kind of talk for the most part. But even Aisha Tyler rather. I love her. She has such a great energy. She's a great interviewer. She has great chemistry with whomever she's on the stage with. She is the life of the Ubisoft or Ubisoft, whatever they're calling themselves. I feel like they alternate with how you say it all the time, but she's the life of the party over there. When they get like those the guys with the French accents talking, it's not the French accent that throws me off. It's just that they're boring as heck. Like they're such sticks in the mud, you know. But she's great. But even she had an awkward moment when she had Trey Parker and Matt Stone from South Park, the creators of South Park, talk about the new Stick of Truth follow-up that they said that was never going to happen. But they said, oh, well, we're finicky, you know, we're fickle. But they're talking about how the headsets make them feel really awkward and they're fucking stupid and all this stuff. And then she, like, took it a step further. Like, she didn't know when to stop. So she was like, yeah, I can just picture you guys wearing these headsets. You know, isn't that what you use when you're having sex? I think,
Ouch.
I was like, yeah, that delivery made it sound really bad. Like, it just left too much to the imagination.
And I didn't want to see all that.
Yeah, can't unsee that. And even them, like, they were kind of like, well, okay then. Like, they did that little nervous laugh, like. Yeah, that was probably the most awkward thing for me.
Oh, can I say something?
That just her like I could tell like they give her a lot of the jokes to say, but some of the stuff she's ad-libbing.
Yay.
Yeah.
What? He said yeah. He's like yeah.
Oh, but you know, a lot of times too, they're giving these guys prompters and key cards, and I feel like they should have some wiggle room to deviate from those things. Because when they're going robotic, sometimes it's just so painful. Like, no, don't use. I love a good pun, but if you can't deliver it right, or it's just not a good pun to begin with, like there's good corny and this is just bad. Like, no, stop it. All right, so showstoppers. If there's one game off the top of your head that made you just like almost explode, which one is it?
XCOM 2.
4.
Ion.
XCOM 2. Raptor, did you say XCOM?
XCOM 2.
Oh,
Last
God.
Guardian.
Okay, Last Guardian. All right, the Pet Simulator.
Ion.
Doom.
I'm kidding, Beard. Doom. Oh, wait, Doom. Who's the Doom? Morg?
I said Doom.
Thank you. Someone's in my camp. All right, well, you picked Doom.
It freaking looked awesome, and Jordan is just like freaking. She's like, yes, it's bloody and it's gory, and she's psyched for it.
Yeah.
And they went back to the roots of Doom.
It's Doom. You played Doom 1, you're gonna play the same exact game when you play Doom 4.
No, they did a lot.
They made lots of changes.
Okay,
but
they did better graphics. There you go. That's
yeah, the
about
graphics.
it.
No,
It's the graphics.
dude, it's got a freaking. It comes with Snap Map. You can make maps on the Xbox One
Exactly.
and the PC,
Little
and
Doom
it's
Planet.
cross-play.
Really? Awesome.
Oh my god, dude! You can make. It's got a full, not just maps. You could make custom experiences. You can make co-op maps. You can make PvP maps, and it has full trigger support. So you can make complete mods like people did with Warcraft 3 and Minecraft and all that stuff.
Wow, I can't wait.
Okay, Obi.
Smart ass.
Okay, Obi. I guess you're not a long-time Doom fan. You are the real Doom fan if that's the reaction you're gonna give me. Stop it.
Okay.
You know what's really bad about that is the
What?
fact that they said the original Doom came out in 1993, which is the year I graduated from high school.
No, the one.
I'm like, oh my god, I'm old.
The one
No,
that
actually,
feel
you're
ya.
younger than me.
besides Ion, the one that that I can't wait for, that I really I'm getting an Xbox. You know, this is really telling me you need to get an Xbox because of the way cross-platform are going. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, but the Gears 4. Fuck. I can't wait for that game. Because I played Gears. I played Gears from 1 all the way up with. I mean, I have a 360. So, I mean, I own all the Gears of War games.
That is one of the small franchises I miss from having an Xbox.
Yeah, and they did a really good job with this one,
Yeah.
bringing it back. They're erasing Judgment from everyone's recollection.
Thank you.
Trying to
anybody-
erase Judgment from everybody's like.
What's that?
What did anybody think of the Hitman reboot? Like, did
Yeah.
anybody see that one?
It
I think
kind of
it's
looks
cool.
like James Bond.
Like all the other Hitman, except prettier, so therefore I might play it because all the other Hitmans were pretty good.
Yeah, they brought back the contract system. They have like this pseudo kind of MMO type thing going on where like this is a persistent world and like random events that can happen. There's a lot of cool things in there. If you like Hitman, you can't go wrong. You know, like it's a game where you could be stealthy or you could go in guns blazing. You have options, but it rewards different kind of styles of play. And there's unlockables. Like if you do certain requirements on a mission, on a hit, you unlock certain things, and it's neat. I think it's really a lot of cool concepts in there. And they have online leaderboards and all that stuff. So it has like a little bit of arcade feel to it as well. They're doing some good stuff with that.
That's why I really like the Hitman games. There's no one right answer to the
Exactly.
problems that the game gives you. You can do whatever you want, and that's what I love. Games with multiple solutions, which
Yep.
is why XCOM is so dear to my heart.
Absolutely, because that's as XCOM is as dynamic as it gets, and sometimes XCOM is even worse because you lose a squad member, you're never getting them back. There's no revival. Like that person's dead. All that
my
gear. And
snipers.
oh, I know, it's so sad.
Using a sniper is like losing a piece of artillery made of gold.
Or you're like a dummy and you send like your highest level guy up front to like scout, and then he goes into like an ambush, and you're like, well, I lost him.
Or you forget which one's your medic and have him do the sacrifice move.
Have him lead the way.
Yeah, I've done that a
Bad.
few times. I'm like,
All bad things.
yeah.
All right. Well, so you guys mentioned a lot of the games that I'm excited for. You mentioned Gigantic, the Rare Replay. Loretta, you mentioned me earlier that we all seem to miss Battleborn. This is a big Xbox One game. It's also gonna be on PC, and it's a MOBA that
Yeah. The Gearbox MOBA?
Yes, it is Gearbox, although it doesn't. It's kind of a MOBA, but it also has an actual story mode. They essentially took a bunch of Borderlands assets, reskinned them, and just changed up the numbers. That's the story mode. Gearbox isn't good on story; they're good on fun games.
I'm
Yeah,
just
that's what
worried.
That's what it is.
I'm worried about it because the Gigantic beta officially hits the Xbox One in August, and if it comes out like this holiday season or soon after that, it's gonna be like 2 highly stylized MOBAs on the consoles, and it might be tough.
But Battleborn's thing is it's all consoles and totally cross-platform. Like a guy playing on an Xbox can play against a guy on a PC and a guy on their PS4.
Is it completely
I didn't think that was a
cross-platform?
thing.
I gotta see it.
I thought that
I
was its thing.
didn't think it
I know
was.
PC, Xbox One for sure,
I
but
didn't actually see the thing, but I
No,
saw the press release that led me to believe that.
that'd be crazy.
I
if that
thought
was the case.
the PSN pulled out of that deal because of all the bullshit that's happening with Sony and Microsoft right now.
Oh no, that's a Gearbox game.
Yeah, and I was under the
Gearbox is
impression.
I just thought Sony pulled out of that because Microsoft was pitching in their Cheerios and they didn't like that very well.
And
And I could have sworn that Battleborn was gonna be strictly PC and Xbox One.
That's what I thought too.
Remember-
According to what I'm looking at, it says Bloodborne 2015, PlayStation 4
No,
exclusive
Battle-
with
No, not
gameplay.
No, that's
coming to
Bloodborne.
That's
PC.
Bloodborne, not Bloodborne. Battleborn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Battleborn
Yeah.
says all three.
Does it?
From what
Huh?
I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, my
It
problem
shouldn't.
is they can say a lot. It's got to work first.
Bloodborne
shit.
should not say all three. Bloodborne should say only PS4.
Bloodborne was fantastic.
Bloodborne
And
is fantastic.
the thing
and
that
it
worries
happens
me out-
to get PS4 just for it. Also, there's a bunch of other cool games coming out, but still primarily Bloodborne.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
I didn't really hear anything he said.
Well, Battleborn, what worries me about that is that I know they did a presentation this past E3, but they were really big about it, pretty heavy about it the previous E3. This current E3, it seemed a little more quiet, and I haven't seen much come through in press releases on the news wire. So I don't know if it's in a little development hell or it's being delayed or what. But I'm still hopeful for it.
Game Informer's been doing a bunch of stuff on it.
Have they? I'm gonna have to
I'm
check
seeing
it
They
out.
have
stuff on
one-
Polygon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Map,
Yeah, they
check
did
it
one
out.
issue specifically about it, and then they give you little updates every once in a while.
Yeah, because it seems like I didn't see anything come through on any feeds, and people weren't talking about it as much, so I was starting to get a little concerned. So that's good to know. But another one that I'm excited about that is an Xbox One exclusive that comes from a gentleman you might know as Inafune, who's very well known. You might know him from a little game. Anybody know this guy? Does anybody care? Do I
Yeah.
need to say what he does?
I know who he is, but I'm not gonna spoil it. Go ahead.
A little game that some people might know, known as Mega Man, maybe. No one. Kind of a big deal.
Really? Really? No one? Are you serious right now? Who the f we got in this
Mega
call?
No one cares.
The name escaped me
Everybody's
with
like, I
Paul.
don't give a fuck about that guy.
Creator of Mega Man is now working for Microsoft.
Yes.
Well, he's not working for Microsoft, but he's got a deal where they got an exclusive game with Microsoft called Recore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
Would not have expected
Oh my
that.
gosh, if he was like Microsoft, like Team Microsoft all the way, that'd be crazy.
Because I thought he was like, he got acquired during the Sega acquisition from Nintendo. Because I thought he'd done a few other games for Nintendo.
No, but then he went contractor. So he doesn't really work for anybody. He's like one
Yeah, I
of the
think it's kinda-
developers. He's one of those independent developers that has money. You know, that can basically back himself. So then he writes for whoever. You know, he develops
it's
for
in
whoever
there.
wants to pay him, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, but KG Inafune is a big deal because he's not just a game producer, like game designer, but he also does a lot of illustration and stuff. Like he's very talented. That's one of the few names when I hear him mentioned, I become a huge fanboy, and all logic and rationale goes out the window. So when I saw this game, Recore, and they didn't show the gameplay, which is a big pet peeve of mine, but the trailer tugged on my heartstrings because you have a dog, but it's a robot dog. You know me, I'm big on the pets, and then I'm big on robots, so the best of both worlds. And then it reminded me so much of the movie 9. Did you guys like that movie?
Yes.
9, that was really sweet.
I watched that. Yes.
If you haven't seen 9, go watch it. It's such a good computer animated film. And I know the CGI stuff is overdone, but this one to me stands out so much. So I got that vibe off of it. The whole premise of it is that all these creatures have cores, and basically humanity is all but completely extinct. There's a few survivors, and you're the lone survivor in this area. That's a little cliche. I know it's a bit of a trope, but then these creatures have cores that are like their souls, and they can be transferred to other robotic entities and whatnot. So it could bring some really interesting gameplay mechanics. So it looks like the gameplay will be fun, and the narrative will be strong as well. So, because I hate when you have a strong narrative and crappy gameplay. It's like, oh, this is a great movie, but the gameplay is like cliche, or boring.
Is that the one where the main character is a lady in a dress?
She kind of has. I think you're thinking about Dishonored 2 with Emily. You might be thinking about.
No.
Can't hear you, Lord.
In a dress.
We can't hear you, Lord.
Yeah, right. You sound a little low, bro. A little on the low side.
How's that?
There you go. Much better. No, she doesn't wear a dress. She had like a little scarf on, and she had like if I recall, she had like little goggles, kind of like a sniper
Did she
type
have a
thing.
sword?
I don't remember having a sword. She had like a sniper rifle type thing going on. She kind of reminded me of like an anime character, or anime, rather. But yeah, Recore, check it out. I haven't seen any gameplay footage, but the trailer I think is really intriguing. And to be honest, this is a game that I would think would be a Sony game, but to see it on the Xbox, I'm like, hey, this is actually really cool. It's a refreshing thing to see. Now, the other game that everybody's been talking about, and it finally clicked with me why the game is such a big deal. And not only is it a Tom Clancy game, which I'm a huge fan of all the Tom Clancy games, but it's a shared world shooter type thing. Everybody's doing that, like MMO-ish. It's a tactical shooter. It's got zombies in it, kind of, sort of. It's post-apocalyptic. The Division.
The Division.
Did you guys see this at all?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I saw some of it. It didn't really look too interesting. I don't like Tom Clancy.
So yeah, if you're not into that style of slow-paced tactical shooter, then it's not for you, for sure. But that's what I love. I like games. I like the shooters where you actually have to communicate with teams. Say, all right, I'm gonna go over here. We'll flank from that direction. Give me some suppressive fire. Blah 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 blah. You know, making plans and being stealthy and tactical and not just running and gunning. I mean, the running and gunning is something you're in the mood for that, and that's when I'll play. That's when I'll play a Gears or a Doom 4. But sometimes I want to be methodical with it, and I like that.
If I'm gonna shoot zombies, I want my House of the Dead. I want it in a mobile farm, and I just want to have 2 guns and just go nuts.
But I don't think we're gonna see light guns anymore. Like, I don't think that light guns would be a thing anymore. It's a shame. I missed that.
I was just gonna say there was one game that, while the gameplay is not for me, and I'm not sure that the game itself will do so well, there was one concept to it that I really loved, and that was the Mad Max game.
Oh yeah.
It is an open world game, but it has no backdrop. It's not a flat world, it is a round world. So if you can see it in the game, you can go to it. And I
no
think
invisible walls.
Yes, no invisible walls, there's no stopping, and I think that is a concept that a lot of the games that are coming out now should be taking up on.
Yeah, because I hate
I'm about to
invisible
be dumb.
walls.
What does that mean? Invisible walls. I'm so sorry.
Well, say like the game Skyrim. If you climb a mountain, or it's the same on like H1Z1, you climb a mountain and then you get to this wall where you just run in place. You can't go any further.
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
This game is totally open world. If you see it, you can go to it. There's no backdrop, no invisible wall.
Okay, now I know what you're talking about.
On Skyrim, there's no invisible walls. There are only 4 invisible walls that go all the way around the edge. When you can't go up a mountain, that's actually just a climb and mechanic saying that you can't go up that steep of an incline. There's no wall. If you had a horse, you could probably go up it.
Yeah, but there are still invisible walls. Like, there's a boundary to that world. And a better example is when you're playing a game that has heavy platforming and kind of like puzzle elements, and you see an area that logically you should be able to go through, but the game just says, no, you can't do it. And you're thinking, maybe I'm missing the jump, or maybe I'm just not hitting the right angle. And you keep trying to make this jump, and then you realize, oh, it's a visible wall. I'm not allowed to go there. And then no narrative
turns at all.
Yeah, like it's like poor level design or poor guiding of the character of the player. So there's no narrative or tip, any kind of feedback that's explaining why you can't get there. It's just like, sorry, just can't do it. That's frustrating.
That kind of like it took Witcher 3 to be able to jump in that game, apparently.
Oh, I've heard talk about that. I haven't played Witcher 3 firsthand yet. My gameplay is full, but I've heard a lot of people talk about like some of the things that are the weird limitations that are like awkward.
There are some awkward limitations in that game for sure.
I enjoy the Borderlands answer to invisible walls. It's a giant machine gun turret around the edge of the world that if you go off, it shoots you down.
Well, and see that's
Well,
that's
that
what it is
sucks.
in H1Z1. If you go past that border, you die.
That's where the radiation is really strong, supposedly.
I don't know. I can't remember exactly what happens, but it gives you a countdown, and if you don't get back over that line within that time, you're gonna die.
See, that's a good way of like doing it. Like, there's certain ways to handle it. We just gotta follow. Thank you for the follow. I heard a little music in my ear, and I was like, "Yay!" I think it was Swage Pie. Did I say it right? All right. So I want to address what BFT said about the division. I'm tempering expectations because people are really hyping it up, but I would not compare the division to Rainbow Six Vegas because there's looting and that changed the experience completely. And there's shared areas. So you could be playing a certain dark zone, which is the areas where it's free for all. And in those free for all areas, someone even on your own squad can go rogue and turn on you and steal your loot. There's gonna be
That was the best part of that
yeah.
thing.
There's gonna be a lot of friendships and marriages ended over this game, more so than
yeah.
with Mario Party.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, someone going rogue on you, it's going to be bad. It's going to be interesting to watch people play it. I mean, that's not my kind of game, but it's definitely going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, and again, you have to be into like that slower pace. Like, if you're an impatient person and you just want to run in and just guns blazing, and there's nothing wrong with that, this is probably not the game for you because you're gonna pull aggro, get your whole squad killed. Like, see those guys over there? They're higher level mobs. We should avoid them because they're gonna probably kill us, and we have some really good loot on us. And you have to get that loot to an extraction point and wait for the chopper to come and pick you up. You know, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. So you have to. It's like constantly, measuring, balancing out the risk reward aspect. I think if they deliver on all those core mechanics, and it's not just something tacked on like we kind of see in Destiny sometimes, I think it'll be really exciting. Anybody? Nobody?
No, I agree. Definitely.
Obi's like smirking over there. What did I miss?
Nothing. I have BFT says, "Hey guys, get your the Rainbow Six, Vegas 1 and 2 or something like that. It's like $249." And I was like, "Well, I'm broke as a hobo. Hook me up." He's like, "Well, I'm after bills, blah blah blah," and it counted down. And I said, "Well, I got $1.69 on my Steam account, so all I need is $1." And then they're like, "Sell your CS:GO skins." I'm like, "I don't want to."
Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. Love those games. It's a different kind of beast.
Only $249 right now.
Yeah, it's tempting. I don't know if I'd rebuy them.
I would. I would. I mean, I have $1, almost $2 on my Steam account. I mean, I would. I just
Terrorist
gotta be
hunt.
really careful, man.
Terrorist Hunt. It's all about Terrorist Hunt. The co-op in there, the PvE. That's so much fun. Hours of fun. But that face technology, to get your face on your character in Rainbow Six Vegas, I spent one time at least a good hour and a half shifting my face like a few degrees each time, snapping photos, and then you have to keep your face leveled, but shift it a little bit to the side so that it gets all the angles of your head. And a few times when I did it, it gave me like a huge rhinoceros nose, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" I looked ghetto as hell. At one point, I just finally gave up. Like it gave me like inflated lips, and like I got some big lips, but good lord, it was like I got Botox in there, and I was like, "That's it. This is me. What up, guys? Call me Bubba Gump."
So you were trying to look like Caitlyn?
Like who?
Like it made you look like Caitlyn Jenner?
Oh God. why is Caitlyn Jenner coming up in the media so much lately? I don't get it. Like, I keep hearing people talk about it.
Better than her ex-wife.
Yeah, I guess that is a big deal. You got a sex change, kind of a big deal. But Caitlyn Jenner still has the goods, the original packaging still, right? It's pre-op. the pipes are still there, right?
Yes, the pipes are still there.
You know, I need to just look at this picture and just finally own it, because I've been so curious. People keep saying, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a straight male, but this is a really good looking man-woman.
All right, link it. Somebody link it. God damn it.
Someone find a really good photo that isn't like
Give me a second. I got
touched
it.
up, and we'll look at it after the show, because we don't want to get too distracted.
Oh no, I'm gonna look at it right the fuck now.
Yeah, but link it in the chat, and we'll look at it.
Can she link? Is she gonna get knocked out? Probably.
Who's gonna get knocked out? Wait, what?
What? When?
I love the picture of her in the car with the badass red dress. You haven't seen it, okay? I'm sorry. I'll show you. Oh, and then she had a makeup artist come over and show her how to put on makeup.
Oh my god.
It was embarrassing for women, because seriously, jeez.
Yeah.
So basically,
Yeah.
bitch, you stupid.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's scary stuff. Let's not go too much longer there. But I hear you. I am with you.
Where'd you link it at?
It's right here. It's coming.
Coming. It's a drum roll. You can't hear it. It's inaudible drum roll.
Well, you know how I
We're
love these
almost-
long ass drum rolls. You know.
We're
Oh,
actually
I'm
almost
sorry.
out
I
of
had
time
to get-
too.
We're at an
I
hour
had
and a
to get
half
the
already.
right one.
dude.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Wow.
It
Well, this
was-
is gonna probably be strictly
Jesus.
the E3 show. We were gonna do a dust off and talk about the games we've been playing lately. All right, we gotta get some good discussion going about E3. So, let's keep it going. I would say this E3 is also about the impossible happening and the naysayers eating their hats. Specifically for me, what stood out, and I was not at all shocked by the Final Fantasy VII remake, not a remaster. They're actually making the game from the ground up. I was impressed by that decision, but I was not shocked. But I was like, awesome, and I saw it coming, and I told you so. Xbox One, 360, backwards compatibility. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, yeah, but it's limited. But those are the same people saying it's impossible. It can't. The Xbox One cannot emulate 360. You don't understand how computer architecture works. Oh yeah, no, don't worry. I only programmed video games and did IT for most of my life, so I know nothing about that architecture. So yes, it's doing it. It's limited. It's a limited rollout, but it can do it. And this is a huge, huge step in the right direction for Microsoft. But the most surprising thing for me, and arguably the most important, and those other things were very important, but for me, as a Sega fanboy, you know, it's not going to be a Sega property per se. Shenmue 3.
That was
Are
a
you
shock.
distracted?
Well, here's the thing about it. Shenmue 3 went through unconventional means. Yu Suzuki, who's basically, if you don't know much about Sega's history, Yu Suzuki is basically Sega, or was Sega's Shigeru Miyamoto. Like, what Shigeru Miyamoto is to Nintendo, that's what Yu Suzuki was to Sega. He headed up, or he at least was one of the main people, or executive producer, if you will, for Sega's AM2, which produced some of the most iconic games for Sega Genesis and Sega Saturn and all that stuff. But he got embarrassed. This is another awkward moment I forgot to mention earlier. He got embarrassed by Sony. Sony went on stage to let people know this Shenmue 3 game is not a Sony thing. We're not part of this project. And then he was basically like, screw you bitches, I'm going to Kickstarter. And within a handful of hours, the game got fully funded.
It
Oh,
crashed Kickstarter.
Okay. This was on that Lies and thing about E3, and the dude went in. He said that had to have been the most expensive investor pitch on the planet. He went hard on that whole stunt. He called it. You'd have to hear it. Like I can
Yeah.
put up the link to the video. He went in.
Well, they totally like slapped him in the face, and he kind of lost face there for a second. But he had the swag, and he was like, "Well, actually, I got a counter announcement. It's funded, bitches. What's up?" You know, like it didn't happen that quickly, but it was basically the kind of like that thing. Well, let's let the fans vote with their wallets, and this is a game people are saying that people won't appreciate because it's kind of behind its time. But when this game came out, it was well ahead of its time. It kind of established the whole open world sandbox style narrative driven experience, and it did it well. This game was well ahead of its time on the Dreamcast.
I can
That
understand.
console was.
I can understand why they went with doing it the Kickstarter way, because Shenmue 1 cost like $70 million.
Right, but
That's
that's
a
because
huge-
Really?
Yeah.
But they approached it as a AAA production, and this is what these big companies don't know how to run lean. They only know how to do things two ways: don't do it at all, or go balls deep. That's what they do. That's the problem. But they're gonna do this. Their main goal was 1.5 million, I believe. They're at like 3 million plus right now, and that's a stretch goal to produce this game. So Sony backpedaled, and now they're supporting the game, and it's going to be on the PS4 and PC. I just found the whole thing really funny.
Just wait until you see this. The guy went hard.
Oh, I know.
No, I mean when on this video when he talks about that part, the way he describes it, the video, you guys' backstory, it's like, oh, that totally makes more sense, and you feel like, oh, okay.
Yu Suzuki had like reactions afterwards.
No, like the way this guy went in the video from where he was standing from on how he saw the whole situation play out. It's like maybe he's on like their payroll to make Suzuki look bad because.
Oh yeah, because like I said, it was pretty much a slap in the face. Like I understand, like there's tactful ways to do it, and then there's not so much. And yeah, I don't know what happened there, but now they kissed and made up, and then now that the fans voted with their wallets.
Yeah,
that's
like,
we'll throw money in there. We'll throw money in there too. Yeah. We JK, we believed in this project from the beginning. JK,
Yeah.
man.
Now I remember. He said it was like, in other words, it was the biggest marketing scheme, publicity stunt ever. That's how the guy pretty much told the story of like once it broke all the records, that it was like, okay, so now that you've broken all those records and proven that the players want it, now you're gonna back it. I mean, that's not what Kickstarter's for. You've totally ruined it for everyone else on there. What was the point?
That is the flip side. Like, I don't like these big names going through crowdfunding unless it's someone that's truly doing it solo and they don't have the resources. Like, no matter how well you got paid, the developers don't tend to not make that much money as people think. It's usually the people at the very top, the creative directors and the studio heads, and those people at the top that don't really do don't do any operational work. They just delegate. Those are the ones making the real money. But the day-to-day people in the trenches, they're not sitting on massive wads of cash like some people think they are. Most of them I would say are underpaid.
Worked out of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
They get worked to death.
Oh yeah, and they go through these things called sprints, where it's like when they're coming up on a deadline for a milestone, like let's say they have to get a demo out or they have a big presentation coming out, they have to basically decide what's critical and what's not, and basically which bugs they have to live with and which crappy features they have to live with in favor of the most important stuff.
Kokotu wrote an article about how some developers are building projects with that time almost built in as expected, as opposed to it's like, no, we gave plenty of time, we had something happen, and so now we have to do the crunch. No, it's like they've built the projects based on the fact, well, yeah, the crunch is expected. You knew that, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, that's why a lot of them overstaff too initially, and then they have massive layoffs to just bring it down to a core team. It's really sad what happens. Like on the developer side, I have tons of people that went into the business full time. I almost went that route. I love the industry. I love gaming. I love developing video games, but I don't do it full time because of that very thing. It's like, yeah, I don't want to end up hating something I'm very passionate about. I'd rather just be the guy that does some pet projects, maybe does some freelancing here and there, but not end up hating something that is such a big part of me. But yeah, it's scary.
It is. It's sad. Sad. It's sad for the whole industry and situation. And that, I mean, you're paying all this money for games, but the people who are really doing the blood, sweat, and tears to make it happen are what? It's like slave labor, sweatshop type thing. I mean, where does it? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's there's some scary stuff, and it's an industry where there's still not that much regulation. It's been self-regulated for the most part, which is why the ESRB was born. Because they said, well, we don't want the government stepping into this, so we'll police ourselves. And it's a voluntary thing. People don't have to put ESRB ratings on their games, but they do it because it just circumvents a lot of issues with localization and distribution and all that stuff. So, and just general PR nightmares. But anyway,
That's what it seems like it's supposed to do. But for all, for self-regulations and stuff in industries, it's almost like the people who might have put that together, who had the heart, who was the person you would toe the road for, aren't the people who are still there. And now it's not like self-regulation. It's just trying to keep people from getting paid. It's weird.
yeah, I mean, any system that relies on human judgment is always going to be flawed.
Yeah, I know.
Sadly,
Right?
But man, we still have a lot of stuff going on here in chat. So BFT has an update. He said Shenmue 3 raised 3.2 million of a 2 million goal. I thought 2 million was a stretch goal, but yeah, 2 million sounds more reasonable actually. And it still has 28 days left to go still. Now, mind you, most Kickstarters will peak at the beginning. They'll have a spike in the beginning, and then a spike maybe in the middle, and then a spike at the end when there's the mad rush. So this is, 28 days may seem like a lot, but they're going to raise are they going to raise like 10 times as much money? No, but there'll be some other spikes. Yeah. The goals, the sponsored perks, did you see these perks at all, Obi?
Mm-mm.
Like, they have some crazy sponsor levels. Like, there was like a 10K sponsor level where you get the jacket that the guy wears in Shenmue. And like some like Japanese style, the coin machine toys, which are really cool, little chippies. I don't know, I thought it was cool. It's a series that's really near and dear to my heart, so I'm excited about it. But we'll move on. I was kind of hopeful that along with the Xbox 360 backwards compatibility for the Xbox One, that we'll also see Xbox Live Arcade come back in some form, because I appreciate what they're saying, games are games, but it's good to have some kind of categorization so that like you said earlier, I forgot who said it earlier, about having identity and consistency. So when people look at your platform and your ecosystems, they can see, okay, so this is what you're offering. This is your sports experience. This is your sports ecosystem, or you're primarily a sports platform, or you're primarily an RPG platform. So now people understand, like, and 360 did a really good job with that. Like, hey, we're primarily sports and mature gaming, but we also have the arcade for the family gaming experiences and like the game nights, and they were really smart about doing that, because it made it easy to find things and discover things that may have otherwise been overshadowed by the AAA titles.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And they don't really have that now. They got this thing.
They said they're bringing it back. Like, Windows 10 is supposedly built for gaming. Like, it's going to really set it off to where it's more efficient, more effective, more community, where you can like really play with other people, and just they're done. They're like, this is it for gamers. We've drawn a line in the sand.
Supposedly, they were saying that with Windows 10 and the latest DirectX distribution, which is going to be retrofitted to the Xbox One and the new dashboard experience and new firmware and all that stuff, supposedly, that the way it's programmed, the way that the framework is set up, it's optimized to get the most performance out of a platform. So all the people complaining about, this is not a kajillion FPS, and it's not. It doesn't have enough P's. Where are the P's? it's only 720p. Oh, I want more P's. No one really cares. Like when it comes down to it, most people, the average person that complains about this stuff, if you put two TVs next to each other with one that has full HD and one that has, you know, a 720p feed, they won't be able to tell the difference unless they're really staring and really trying to find it. You know, you can swap it and then it'll be like the taste test, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is definitely the Coke. Nope, that's the Pepsi."
Come on, people build $2,000 game rigs and then play Minecraft on it.
Oh my God, yes, exactly. The
I'm glad you
freaking
said
$5,000 gaming rig playing League of Legends.
Stop! I bought my partner one of those overloaded systems. Not that much. When it was originally purchased, it was a $3,000 build. The guy had massive stuff, 3 monitors. He did a lot of like flight simulator games, overclocking, all that good fun jazz. And then he moved up to something higher. So it's a monster for League. But you know, it gives plenty of room to last for a really long time. So, you know, it was done to like have longevity.
Yeah, and PCs are good about that, like having longevity, because it's modular. You can always, if it starts falling behind, you replace a component. Maybe you spend $100. Maybe if you want to go a little more, you spend $800. But you're good, you know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, right?
Mine,
damn it,
Yogi.
PCs.
I mean, my PC, we all know what it is, but I mean, I built mine for about $800.
Yeah, and you have a sweet rig, dude.
Newegg and all that other stuff. So I mean,
and honestly,
gifted man, you're gifted.
no, not me.
I love
I'm
yeah,
dumb.
his tech guy is good.
My tech guy is good.
Yeah, he's
okay. I see what you're saying.
But you know, that elitism, I come to expect it with PC, and I still love PC gaming, and that's still gonna be my primary way to play games. But you know, Xbox One right now for me is the hot newness, so you know, I'm being a console peasant. But I see the appeal of consoles, and I see they're a necessity, and they have their benefits, definitely. But console gamers should not be getting into the tech wars, because they're always going to be lag behind anyway. This should be focused on the gameplay experiences, and let us weird PC elitists. Well, not I say us, but I don't think any of us in here is elitist. But let the PC elitists go and say, "Well, I just did a little overclocking, and I'm added 16 gigabytes more RAM into my computer and some liquid cooling, and I got 20 frames more per second. Oh man, and no screen tearing. Wow!" Like, but what does that do to improve your gameplay experience? Like, what is that really doing? Was it bad before? Was it unplayable before? No, it's just like it's just.
But here's the part I'm going to say to you, that honestly, when somebody said it, it was like, ouch. They were like, you know, they were a PC person. They listened to all the, you know, the rants back and forth. They were very polite and all that. And they said, so let me get this straight. You're mad. PC people, you're mad because there's someone who doesn't want to do tech support all day. So they just buy a dedicated gaming computer that no tech support, just pop and play.
Yep.
And you know, console people, you actually think you've done something when actually it's a computer that you could do your taxes on, but you have a $600 computer that you use pretty much like a netbook and a gaming system. So both of you spent the same money to do the same stuff.
What did I tell you before the show? It's the same thing. You put a fucking Xbox or a PlayStation into a computer and you have a shit piece of crap. It's all gameplay. It's all the experience.
Yeah,
I didn't disagree. I said it differently.
No, I'm talking to Yogi because before we started the show, we said this.
The main thing is the out of box experience, right?
Yeah.
And the uniformity of it, and that's one thing that console will always be better at. Is there's no elitism of saying, well, I got the better system. Like, no, we all have the same system. So all we're focusing on is the gameplay experience, and that's the nice thing. You know, like, I hate to say it, but sometimes when I play
console players do you hang out with?
Well, I mean, when I play my PC gamer friends, are really like PC purists, and I even mentioned console, scoffing at it. But it's a constant dick size comparison. It's like, well, I just spent $2,500 on you tighten video card. Like, good for you, bro. I'm glad you don't have anything important to spend your money on.
Dude, it sounds like people who play Vintage and Magic and get all foils. It's like, really, your deck already cost 20 grand. You want to make it cost 100 grand?
Yeah, exactly. Like, they can't talk about something else. Like, you're telling me what to spend your money on to make your computer even better than what it really is. Like, you know, what you want to just slap me on the face with your cock while you're at it? Jeez.
Sure.
I mean,
If you're
like,
offering,
it's like, do you want a cookie?
get your ass
do you
down
want a
here.
Cookie? Like, what do you want from that?
Come on, get your ass down here. Let's see what happens.
You know, I think I go to Twitch channels and I see people listing their rig specs, and I refuse to do that, no matter what specs I have. You know, so I just put in mine. I'm running a 486 SX, 25 megahertz with video local bus. It's got a 23 megahertz system bus, and I got a 1400 baud rate modem, top of the line.
And do they even know what you just said?
Oh, they probably have no fucking clue. I could tell them, oh, it has MFM hard drives and dip switches, and they'll be like, that? You know,
dip switches. I'm gonna do that on mine. I'm gonna be like processor, hamsters 2. No, I got 8 hamsters actually now.
They made it.
I'm just
Gotta
gonna
upgrade to gerbils.
Go to a Twitch
No,
channel.
hamsters run so much faster, dude.
I tell you what, go to the Twitch channel where someone's streaming from console and people are talking about the game, their experiences with it, or how they want to play it. They're asking questions about the game. They're asking about how each other's week is going. There's some toxicity in there, don't get me wrong. But you go to a PC-only stream, and the people are like, what specs are you running? Oh, like that's nice and dandy, but you should have really gone with the 975.2 instead of the 970.1 because you could get this out of it.
You sound like a fucking nerd, dude. Like, hello guys, I would like to excuse me, I gotta push up my glasses.
Yeah, that's the voice that makes you want to punch someone in the face.
I know, and I want to. That's what I want to do to Yogi right now.
That's how they sound to me when they talk like that because it's a condescending thing. It's not like a pleasant conversation. It's like, oh, that's cool. I should try that, or sharing like guys talking about cars and saying, oh, I'm having this problem with the car. What do you think I should do with it? Maybe try this. It's not like that. It's like elitism. It's just like, well, that's rubbish. That was good. Like,
well, it's
ago.
basically what it is. If you didn't purchase exactly what they would have purchased, you're a scrub. Does no matter. It doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter about what you're using it for. Like, okay, guys, and I'll be upfront and honest with you. I have an AMD rig, and I'm fucking proud of it. I love my AMD rig. Every time I get on my stream and be like, so how's that AMD running for you? That's running great. I love it. I've never had a problem. Well, you should get Intel next time. Really sorry to say this, but Intel I've had nothing but issues and tech issues and problems with, so I went AMD. Well, if you really wanted the best gaming computer you could possibly have, you got to get the same thing, but make sure it's Intel next time. How about you just fuck off and go shoot yourself, so you don't have to come on my channel no more.
Not like 3 to 5 years ago, AMD was considered the way to go for gaming. Not too long ago. And now
not even that. Like 2 years ago, dude. I mean, it just popped off because of the new threading system that the Intel upgraded to. So that's the only difference between AMD and Intel is the threading.
Okay, but
that's
guys,
What?
here's the part you're missing.
What?
Here's the part that's so great. When you have nerds out there like that's doing the whole pissing wars, people like me can get their brand new, nothing wrong with it, top of the line stuff for dirt cheap because the computer I got might have been built for $3,000, but you think that's what I paid for it?
Hell no.
Heck no. Sure didn't. So far as I was concerned, I stole that bad boy. I mean, that was straight up robbery. I just look. That's what happens when you just you got dick envy or whatever it is. I'll take your old stuff. Oh, it's old. It's crappy.
That's
Thank
true.
You.
That's my pro tip. I like to go with the family. We go dumpster diving by the rich people. Because they throw away perfectly functional things. Even
oh my god.
Whole pizzas that haven't been eaten, and it's great.
How
we
about
make out
a
like
brand new?
I'm kidding.
Funny dumpster diving story.
Printer scanner still under warranty, sitting by the dumpster. How about that?
Oh yeah, it's true. But go ahead, Peter. What's your dumpster diving story?
Oh yes, please. I want to hear it.
I live in Connecticut by Yale.
Oh yeah, you got a good one.
when the kids move out after graduation, they have
Oh,
just
God.
the streets lined with fucking dumpsters, lined with
Yeah.
them. Buddy
Oh,
of mine
man.
got 2 iPads, a MacBook Pro, 5 or 6 Blackberries, and iPhones out of the dumpsters.
Good Lord.
Same thing
He
I wanna
happens.
be
made
with
a
you.
killing.
Same things with same thing right here, right down the road from me with Grand Valley. When they go home during the summertime, and then after first semester or just whatever, they'll line the streets. Even especially in the summer times, they'll line the streets with dumpsters right outside the dorms and everything. And we'll just drive by. Hell, a couple years ago, brand new bike still had the price tag on it, mountain bike.
Wow.
Had still
And
had
I
this
thought it
still had the
was-
sticker on the middle bar. You know, it was a Walmart bike, but still, it's brand new.
That's not the point.
Free bike.
It's a free bike, yeah.
Bike is a bike.
Like 2 years ago, I found a full range tower with about 6 monitors. 2 of them were broken, but I picked them all up and went and sold it to my buddy for about $400, and it was all free. And he's got one of the best gaming rigs around. So
I thought it was bad here around Arizona, man. I don't need to come out by you.
shit.
I'm saying. I
Oh,
make
man.
a killing.
You know why? You know the reason why I haven't bought a cell phone in the last 5 years is for? And look, guys, I have
dumpster dive?
I have a new Evo. I mean, this is the new Evo 1. I mean, it's fine. I have it. But I didn't pay a dime for this bitch. I fucking got this motherfucker out of a dumpster. There you go.
Can you put me on your Christmas list for the next time you go? So I can just shop at Yostar?
It's a Yostar.
Fuck Walmart.
Just
No
remember, make
Target
sure you
for
bring
me.
a buddy system, because some people will throw punches if they'll try to claim something you obviously saw first or had your hands on first. Then it get ugly.
No. I went to jail over that shit.
Yeah.
I had my buddy with me. Guy come up and he goes like, "Well, that's my computer. It was set off to the side." I said, "No, dude, it was in this dumpster. You're not getting shit." And then the guy pulled a knife on me. Well,
Yeah.
Are you
he went
serious?
to the hospital and I
Yeah.
went to jail.
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
Still got a cut
Get
mark
bail
on my
money?
arm. But, what?
Did you get bail money?
Oh shit! I didn't get. It was self-defense.
Oh, that's all I cared about. I was like,
Shit. I didn't have to pay. I would have to pay nothing.
keep it real.
For rurals. Guys,
No, I ain't mad.
guys, we do want to say that we do appreciate everybody's conversation and helping us with tonight, but we are almost out of time. We got about
Yes.
5 minutes left in the show. So
Yeah, I want to say something real quick though.
Okay.
There were some familiar faces at E3. Did you catch this?
I did, but go ahead.
Nathan Fillion was there,
Mhm.
Firefly Hype with all his friends. So that was cool. He's coming back to reprise his role in Halo 5. He was on ODST, I believe. It's all a blur right now for me. Thor, our buddy Thor, former Thor DG. He's now MO Thor. He's officially with Motiga.
That's
So-
my dude.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, he kind of
yeah.
left me high and dry, so I got really bad feelings for him right now, but it's okay.
I know. Thor is really bad about managing relationships and multitasking, but he's a good guy. He just has terrible time management.
Yeah,
We love
well,
you,
no,
bro.
yeah, definitely do. I'm not, he asked me why I stopped, because I subscribe to one, like one streamer at a time right now. I'm coming in for myself, but I subscribed to him, and he asked me, he said, "Why'd you unsubscribe?" I said, "Dude, no offense, I don't watch you anymore, and you kind of left me high and dry with the Motiga thing, so
Yeah.
whatever."
A lot of people
So.
had that issue, but it happens.
And he was
understand.
like, I don't know if he was mad, but at me, you're thinking about who I am. I really didn't care at the time, so I was like, whatever, dude, sure. Do whatever you think, man. I hope it works out for you, and I hope you grow. Definitely. I am as a streamer. I hope he makes it big with it, but as a person,
I mean, I know people that
Aw.
actually do game design and all that stuff on Motiga, and I could press for them, but I get it. They have tons of people hitting them up, and things fall through the cracks. Can't hold it against them. I get it though. It's hard not to hold feelings. But last, Miss Violence was there, and she's always cool to hang out to chat with, and I like her because she's as big as she's gotten. She's still very responsive and likes to collaborate. She has an interview over at allgames.com if you guys ever caught it. It's part of the Dead Pixel Live podcast. So make sure you check that out. But yeah. And I think Obi just had to step away. We'll probably keep talking a little more. We had a bunch of notes to go through. We'll probably continue the E3 talk the next
I
episode.
am so sorry. I probably distracted. I was gonna tell Obi, thank you for being so patient with me. I'm sorry if I was.
No, I think he went to deal with the dog. There you go. Is the dog okay? Sadie okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, now we can wrap it up. I just want to make sure we said that. Give the quick shout outs. But we're going Obi, like I said earlier, we'll probably continue some more E3 talk, and then we'll do a big the dust off next show. And then, so pretty much the show notes we have now gonna be the same show notes next week, except we'll actually get to the rest of it because we have a lot. I underestimated how much stuff we had to talk about.
Definitely.
Obi, take it away. Take us home. Take us home.
I'm at home already, bro. So we're good.
Take us to our other home.
See ya.
Take us to the.
Guys, we do want to let
City.
you know, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for those that are in TeamSpeak. Thank you. HorsePLAY Live is everywhere you can listen to or download awesome podcasts, including allgames.com. Please take a few minutes to thumb out, favorite, subscribe, or hell, even share, and tell us what you guys think. Give us some comments and reviews. It's quick, it's easy, it really helps us out. Thanks to everyone who's been pimping out and promoting our content. We really appreciate it. We don't mind if you pimp us out just for a little bit, but we got to take a break every now and then. I'm just kidding. You guys like eye candy? We do too. We do video as well. You guys can check us out on YouTube and Twitch. That's youtube.com/GeekyAntics and twitch.tv/GeekyAntics as well. Here on Geeky Antics Network in collaboration with All Games Radio Network, we have tons of shows that we cover and we do every single week. So we can't possibly plug everybody. So if you guys want to check out any of those podcasts that we go to geekyantics.net/schedule. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, basically the whole weekend is our busiest podcasting and streaming days for now. So if you guys want to be involved in that, just let us know. We'll try to help you set up what you would like to do. So, if you guys are listening to us on you want to do where you're at, Yog? Yes.
Oh, I was gonna let you take it away.
Okay. Real quick.
Go ahead, you do it.
I'm sorry. You guys can check me out, Obi1X2. That's everywhere, guys. Twitter, everything. And one more time, we got our ARC server up, and it's for the gang. Right now, just hitting Geeky Antics as you go to ARC. So you guys can hit me up on myself, my Twitter, my Instagram, my Twitch, everything. Yogi, what about you?
I'm Yogizilla everywhere. Xbox Live, Twitter, and Tumblr, Instagram. I don't know. What are the cool kids using? I don't even know anymore. Whatever the social media is. I let some people like to say social media, even though media is plural anyway. Social medias. Whatever the cool kids are doing, I'm probably there. I'm trying to be youthful and keep up with the youngins, you know.
Definitely, dude.
With a target demographic, but everyone else should pimp out their stuff too before we go a little over. It's okay.
Okay.
I can condense it.
Morg.
I am Morgana Freya, pretty much everywhere. I think I'm Morgana Freya 13 on Facebook. I think that's the only odd one.
Beard and hat.
I'm beard and hat everywhere. I think I might still have a MySpace.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
everywhere.
What is
I
your...
definitely have a MySpace. I don't know how to log into it anymore.
Now, what is your name, hun? You have Geeky Antics up, so what is your name exactly?
Oh, me.
Yeah,
I
you.
Be loud.
I be loud?
Be loud.
And-
That's my gamer tag.
Do you have a stream or ID tags for Xbox or PlayStation or anything like that?
Yeah, you're
Facebook,
adorable.
Twitter?
Yes, I met Yogizilla from trying to do some networking for my site, Gods of Mayhem. We want to get more people to watch esports and games like this and show the world why esports is important and why gamers do what they do and that it's not just all kids anymore. It never really was. So it's Gods of Mayhem. We're pretty easy to find. And I Be Loud, we're still trying to get established. We're still learning from people like you who really worked hard to get the message out and help gamers. So I'm
Awesome.
still learning from you guys. You know.
If you guys
Thank
didn't
you
catch
so
up,
much for having me on the show.
oh yeah, thank you very much for coming.
And it's a long road, but we'll get it together, right, Obi?
Yeah. We're gonna. I'll reiterate that, guy. It's Gods of Mayhem. You guys can go check them out.